Here's Victoria and Anthony with an AMI This Week shortcut.
I guess we owe a big thank you to Laura's sister for encouraging her to apply, or else we wouldn't have the upcoming special Accessing Change.
And we're about to get a sneak peek at it. The result of Laura and the Halifax team going behind the scenes of accessibility in Nova Scotia and how it became the law of the land.
Motion is for third reading of Bill 59, the Accessibility Act. Would all those in favor of the motion please say aye? Aye. Contrary-minded, nay. The motion is carried.
With Nova Scotia only the third province to pass accessibility legislation, it's a safe bet the rest of Canada is watching what happens here closely. The Nova Scotia Accessibility Act recognizes accessibility as a human right and commits the government to a timeline to make the province an accessible place to live, work, learn, and play by 2030. The Act also created an Accessibility Advisory Board, a diverse group of 12 community representatives, the majority of whom are persons with disabilities. Alex Peeler is the youngest member on the board. He hails from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia.
I think the first thing that needs to happen is people need to stop looking at accessibility as an act of charity, something that you do out of the goodness of your heart, and start looking at it as a necessity, something that you have to do in order to support people.
I meet up with Acadia University Department of Education instructor Dr. Cynthia Bruce. She joined the Accessibility Advisory Board in part to advocate for a broader definition of accessibility.
We think about it in terms of wheelchair ramps and elevators largely, so we think lots about the built environment. Not enough, but that's sort of what we tend to think about. We don't think a lot about sensory disability or intellectual disability when it comes to making our processes and making our buildings and making our programs and schooling and education accessible to all citizens of the province.
Jerry Post is the Executive Director of the Accessibility Directorate in the province. He liaises with the board and recently traveled the province to speak and gather community opinion on which accessibility standards the board needs to tackle first.
We developed a motto, nothing for us without us. HEB is involved in drafting the bill. For the first time in the history of the province, did the province invite the community to sit with the legislators, the policymakers, and the lawyers to redraft the act. A very collaborative effort. I think it's a model for future legislative drafting. And I think for that reason, I think we currently probably have the best act in Canada.
I'm looking forward to tuning in, and it's great that the government is recognizing accessibility as a basic human right.
Yes, it's an exciting time for Nova Scotia and very timely because Nova Scotia has the highest proportion in Canada of people living with a disability.
Make sure to tune in to this AMI original, Accessing Change, July 20th at 8 p.m.